Hey guys, it's Sarah, and today we're going to talk about all the books that I read in the month of December. There's not a lot. There's only 5, which is not a lot for me. It's about half of what I would normally read. But we were traveling for the last part of December. We went to Florida for Christmas, so we were there for 10 days and read a little bit, but not a ton. So it's fine. Everything was just a little bit slower in the month of December, which it is what it is. So I ended the year reading 101 books, which was awesome. So I did hit my 100 plus an extra, but this is how I ended the year. So I have 5 books to talk about. 2 of them were 5-star predictions. So I'm not going to go into depth about those, but I will show you what they were. And then I will show you the other things that I finished. The first one that I picked up is The Neighbor's Secret. This is by L. Allison Heller. And this was one that I picked up from Book of the Month a while ago. And it was just kind of sitting on my Book of the Month shelf. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and read that. And I enjoyed this one. This I listened to on audio. It is narrated by Allison Ryan, and she did a great job. And this one is a drama. So there's a book club in this neighborhood. And that is kind of one of the focuses. Many of the chapters open up with communication about the book club and what they're reading and all these things, but it really mainly focuses on the people in this book club and things that are happening in their neighborhood. So it's very much a suburban drama, if you will. It was a lot of fun. When I was listening to it, I enjoyed it. You know, I never wanted to quit or got bored or whatever. It was fine. It wasn't mind-blowing, and I think over time it's going to be pretty forgettable. I'm already kind of like not remembering a whole lot of the details, but you are just following certain characters and things that are happening in their lives versus what they're putting on display for everybody. And just some stuff and things blow up and all that kind of fun stuff. So it was good. I gave it 3 stars. It was fun, but again, not something I'm going to hang on to, and just kind of over time a little bit forgettable, but it was right. Okay, the next one I read on my Kindle, and I decided to go back to a series that I have been reading for a very long time. And I went through phases where I would read a whole bunch in this series, and then I wouldn't touch it again for a while. And so I'm definitely in a phase where I wasn't touching it for a while. It's been a couple of years since I picked up one of these books. And it is the Argento Vampire series by Lindsay Sands. You probably do need to read them in order, just because you're following this family of vampires, and each book centers on someone different that's either in the family or related to the family somehow, or in the family's lives some way, somehow. And you are learning about these people meeting their life mates, which is the one person on the planet who can make you happy. Like, this is your chosen person. And that's basically the premise of every book. They all meet in different ways. Sometimes you follow a female, sometimes you follow a male. It just depends. So this one was number 22 in the series, and it was called About a Vampire. And it's definitely a series where you should read them in order, but like, I didn't have to reread anything to jump into this one again, even though it's been a few years. It's very good about reminding you how things happen or how things work, and, you know, just like little details that kind of like, oh yeah, that's right type thing. So it's easy to jump in and out of the series for sure. So I read number 22 and I didn't like it. I didn't like it, guys. And I'm trying to figure out if it's the series or if it's me, because I have given many of these books high ratings, like 4 or 5 stars in some cases. But when I went back to it now, I'm wondering if my tastes have just changed enough that I'm not enjoying them, or if it was just a dud in the series. I'm not sure yet. That's to be determined. But I didn't like it. I gave it 2 stars. To me, it lacked in the action, because usually there's always a love centered thing, and it's also very spicy, so that's fun. But for this one, there wasn't any action in it, because there's also usually some sort of action or enemy that they're fighting, or they're trying to protect somebody from something dangerous, and there wasn't any of that in this one at all. It was literally one of the guys meets his life mate, and he has to convince her that she's his life mate because she's not a vampire, she's a human, and so he has to turn her. Like, it's a whole thing. And it was the entire thing. And even the spicy scenes weren't real. It was part of dream sequences. And I was like, so I didn't even get that good little nugget. I mean, I got it, but it wasn't even like something that was really happening. It was all dreams. And so I felt a little bit cheated with that. And I don't know. I hate to say the word boring, but I was kind of bored by it because there was just nothing else happening. And the writing was so repetitive. And I don't know if that's just something I never noticed before or if it was the book. It's very possible that this was just a dud, a random dud in the series, and everything else will be fine. So I'm going to continue and read the next book, and we will see how it goes. But the next book will probably be my tell on whether or not I stick with the series or not, because, I mean, the next one is number 23. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But for About a Vampire, I gave it 2 stars. It didn't work for me. Okay, and the next 2 books were my 5-star predictions. So I will leave a link down below to my 5-star prediction follow-up where I talk much more in depth about these books. But the first one I read was The Chestnut Band by Soren Sveistrup, and I really enjoyed this one. I gave it 4 stars. It was very dark. It's a murder mystery set in Copenhagen, so kind of like a Nordic type of situation, if you will, and very dark, very disturbing. Really, really enjoyed it. It definitely read like a full season of a television show, and I wasn't mad about it. So 4 stars for this one. Again, more of my in-depth thoughts in my 5-star follow-up. I'm going to hang on to this one as well. And then the other one is The Winter People by Jennifer McMahon. I absolutely love this one. I gave it 5 stars. It was definitely incredibly atmospheric and dark and creepy and trying to figure out what in the world was going on in this whole situation, and I loved it. First Jennifer McMahon definitely won't be my last, and I'm definitely hanging on to this one as well because I put some book darts in it, and yeah, it was great. Okay, and the last one that I read is A Princess for Christmas. This is by Jenny Holiday. This one has been sitting on my Kindle for a couple of years, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to read this because it's Christmas time. We're going to be traveling. I don't need anything like super difficult or hard to follow. Nothing that makes me think a whole lot, just something to get lost in and enjoy myself. And that's exactly what this was. So this one follows a woman who is a princess from a European country, and she is in New York doing a speech at the UN. She ends up getting into a cab and strikes up this conversation with the cab driver, and she ends up asking him if she can hire him to drive her around for the duration of her trip because they just really got along really well. And she was going to pay him like this exorbitant amount of money, which he needs. So he takes her up on the offer and they strike up a relationship from there. And it was fun. It was a good one. I did enjoy it. I liked how the story went. I liked, the things that were happening and stuff. It seemed fairly realistic. Like some of the decisions that were being made, I was like, okay, I could see that being a thing. So it was fine. I ended up giving it 3 stars. It wasn't anything mind-blowing. Sometimes the dialogue got a little bit cheesy for me. And sometimes there were just things happening that I was just like, but why are we doing this? Or of course we're doing this, like that type of thing. So a little bit tropey, but yeah, I really liked the characters and I gave it 3 stars. So it was good. Nothing mind-blowing or spectacular, but it was fun. Okay, guys, that is it. That is how I finished off my 2022 reading year with those books. And I'm excited for 2023. I'm already reading some more things and picking some more things and pulling some things that are really calling to me. So I'm excited about that. So I'm excited to see what 2023 has in store. So let me know how your reading was to end off the year. What was the last book that you read at the end of 2022? I really want to know that. I think that's interesting. All right. I will talk to you guys again soon. Hope you have a great day. Bye.